Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, May 3rd, 2013. There's a lot to cover today. We are looking forward to the big job report by the U.S. Labor Department that will be released at 8:30 a.m., just 4 minutes from this time. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures are trading lower by just a quarter of 1 point. So basically a flat market right now, all waiting for everyone seems to be waiting for that job number. I'm not sure that the job number really matters. Right now the bar has been set so low for the job number, especially after the ADP report. It's hard to make anything out of it. The ADP report on Wednesday was a big disappointment. And then the whisper number for the jobs report now is about 110,000 jobs. So basically, the market is only expecting that. We'll see how it reacts in just a few more minutes. But in any case, the bar has been set very, very low. The whisper number for the job report, from what I'm seeing, is around 110,000 jobs created in the month of April. Economists officially are predicting 145,000. So if they beat that, that would be considered really, really good. But the whisper number is down to around 110,000. So it's a pretty dire number when it's all said and done. But either way, let's see what the actual number is that the U.S. Labor Department reports, if you could even believe it. So we'll see how that plays out. That'll be just a couple of minutes from now. Right now, the futures are trading around 15.92 per contract, basically flat on the session. The markets did get a pretty good rebound yesterday on very, very light volume. Today, they're holding steady for the most part. We do have some big earnings out there. LinkedIn is one stock that I'm going to try to isolate a nice gap level for, but you can see this stock has fallen sharply. Closed yesterday all the way up here around $205, $203, and now it's trading around $183. So that's one stock that is getting hammered. Another stock that came out with earnings was Gilead Sciences. That one is holding up pretty well this morning. Nothing terrible there. I'm looking also at Hain Celestial. That's another big one. Hain is getting hit pretty decently, but I think we've isolated some good levels for Hain as well. And then we have probably about two or three more gap plays that we'll be watching very, very closely. The European markets are flat as a board ahead of the U.S. Unemployment number. So all of Europe is pretty flat this morning. The FTSE 100, which is London, they can print their own money, just up 0.25%. London, the German DAX is up about 0.1%. France is flat, Italy is flat, and Spain is up 0.6%. So Spain's actually leading the charge over there. In Asia last night, you do have a mixed bag of tricks. The Nikkei was down about 0.75%. The Shanghai was up 1.4%. They had better economic data. And then you had the Bombay Sensex Index that was down about 0.8%. And Singapore, which I think is one of the most important countries out there because they are a financial institution hub, that was down 1%. So we'll see how that all plays out. But mixed bag of tricks over in Asia last night. But the Shanghai did show a little bit of strength, so there could be some strength in the Chinese ADRs. Taking a look at the futures here, we're going to keep it right posted on this chart, simply for the fact that we'll have the job number out any second now. And let's just see what the number is. And if it does move these markets, it looks like the number is out. Markets with a little quick uptick there. So quick little bounce for the futures. The number is out. I'm not sure exactly what it is. 165,000 new jobs created. So that is better than expected. It was 145,000 were the economists, the number that the economists were expecting. The whisper number was 110,000. So they certainly, the job number is certainly better than what was expected or predicted, and the markets seem to be going up. S&P just made a new high, piercing through that 1,600 level. The dollar is also soaring here as well. The dollar is up. Look at the dollar. The dollar looks just like the S&P. So the market and the dollar are trading higher together. Look at the big spike there in the dollar. So the dollar is trading sharply higher, and that will in turn cause the euro to sell off. You can take a look at the euro this morning. Look at that dump in the euro right there. But the dollar is soaring and roaring here. And you also have the S&P futures up 6.5 points now. So decent little move, pierce above 1600. But the dollar is the story today. The dollar is really taking off to the upside. That is a huge move for the dollar. The dollar, which was negative earlier, now positive. You can see this is, basically a 50-cent bounce. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but that does move markets. So that is really soaring and roaring. Let's take a look at the GLD and see how gold is playing out. Yeah, gold is sold off a bit. So gold has come in pretty sharply right now. You can see it reflective in the GLD with that stronger dollar. Gold has come in a bit. Let's take a look at the USO. The USO is really holding up well right now, 33.88. So oil is really on a tear here. And light sweet crude looks to be up about 40 cents. Gold is still up about, I guess, a point or so. But nonetheless, you can see it really here. USO catching a big bid. The GLD really coming down pretty sharply. Have a little bit of a support level there, but GLD now at 140.116 and falling with on the back of the stronger dollar. But that is certainly a big move for the dollar. We'll see if the dollar settles in a little bit. But anyway you slice it or dice it, that is a solid pop for the dollar here. And that's something we'll have to watch closely going forward. Futures are now higher by 8 points. NASDAQ futures are also trading higher as well. They're up 15.5 points. So that's a good pop for the NASDAQ futures. Markets look to be holding up pretty well ahead of, as this job number was released. I don't know if we can make all that much out of it. Looks like the unemployment rate, I believe, declined as well to 7.5%. But that's always a funny number, and we'll just see how it plays out. Let's take a look at some other leading stocks here. JP Morgan catching a pretty solid bid. Goldman Sachs is catching a pretty solid bid. And futures are rallying higher by 9.5 points. And that's really all it comes down to. That's really all it comes down to. So markets higher, and that's the way it looks. So again, 165,000 jobs in April. There were 138,000 in March. Markets are higher across the board. Okay, we're going to leave it there today, short and sweet. Again, it's a great trading market. Watch for the morning gap plays. They'll be posted at 9 a.m. in the chat room for everybody. So again, watch for those if you want to trade those morning gaps. Yesterday we had some nice gaps out there. Worked out pretty well. We'll try to do it again today. With that said, have a great day. Have a great weekend. See you on the charts.